in North Carolina. Today, I'm going to share with you our latest 0.26 acre property in Wilson County that does come with owner financing. So here's the agenda for today. First, I'll cover all the basic details about the property, like what you can use it for, utilities that are available, whether it's in a special hazard flood zone, all of those things you might want to know if you were looking to buy the property. And then we'll get into owner financing, how to buy, and wrap up with our free land giveaway promotion. So to start, you can find all of our properties at land.gocap.com. Now, I'm not a real estate agent, so that means that all the properties you see on this website are properties that my company owns, and that's why we can offer owner financing on almost all of them. And like I said, I'll go over the owner financing terms closer to the end of this live stream. Also, if anyone's here live and they have any questions about the property or the process or our company, please feel free to leave the questions in the chat and I'll answer them. But if you go to our main website, which is land.gocap.com, you'll see an interactive map with all of our available properties. The red pins do represent available lots, and you can zoom in and out on your area of interest to see where the red pins are located. If you click on a red pin, you'll see a link to the property's main listing page. So we're going to look at one property in Wilson County today in North Carolina, but we do have a number of other lots in North Carolina, as well as other states in the U.S., including the Southwest, Florida, New York, and, well, Nevada, I suppose, is still the Southwest. But if your area of interest is not showing up on the map, we do have a text alert option. So you can click subscribe to text, and then put in your state or states of interest. And then whenever we post a property in those states, you will get a text and you will be the first to know that a property is live. But let's get to today's property. So we're looking at, if you scroll down to the table below the map, we're looking at property number 721 on our listing page. Now, I should say this number here is our internal numbering system. It has nothing to do with the property's official lot number or legal description or the assessor's parcel number. So this number isn't going to show up on the deed and you won't be able to give it to the county to identify the property. But if you do want to find the lot on our main listing page, look for number 721, Wilson 1. And here is the assessor's parcel number. This is also going to be on the main listing page. But you can use this number to, if you're doing research with the county, to pull up the lot while you're speaking with county officials. All right, so let's take a closer look at the property. Now this is again 0.26 acres, but where is Wilson County? I'm sure some of you are familiar with it already, but in case you are not, we are in sort of central North Carolina, a little ways away from Raleigh, to the east of Raleigh. And this property is actually in the town of Wilson. So if you're going to do research on the lot, you should call the town of Wilson for more information. So given that this is a town lot, this is more an infill lot, you can see here, it's in a residential area. This lot is for someone looking for a spot to build a home, or someone who's just looking for an investment property in an area that is already developed. Right, so we don't get as many infill lots as we get rural lots, so this is kind of a unique opportunity in our inventory for a property that is right in town and in a established neighborhood, or a neighborhood that's already been built up, so more a suburban feel to the lot. But let's look at the details. So here are the satellite images. Again, this is in town. There are homes all around the area. It is fronted by an improved road because we are in town. There are power poles on this road as well because, again, we're in town. And the nice thing about an infill lot or a town lot like this one is that according to our research, there also would be public water and sewer available for connection. That's not always the case with more rural lots. So that is a nice feature of this property, especially if you're looking to build. So let's get to the full drone footage, and I'm going to go back. So we do have full drone footage of the property, and we start with a panoramic on the ground view, so you get a sense of what it looks like on the ground in case you're not able to visit. So you can see residential area, a number of homes nearby. Looks like a quiet neighborhood, but there are some larger, I think that we'll have to see on the map. It looks like there's like an industrial, maybe a school complex, not industrial, but larger community building, like maybe a school in the back there. We'll see in the Google Maps. But yeah, a lot of homes, quiet, suburban, residential feel here. And the lot itself is currently wooded at the moment. Okay, so we'll go down here to the lot breakdown to look at some of the details of the property. Now here again, we have the assessor's parcel number. So this would be the parcel number you would use to identify the property if you call the town of Wilson to do your due diligence. And it does have an elevation. This is a flat, low-lying area. We are in North Carolina, so the elevation is about 120 feet. Now we do give you all of the approximate GPS boundary point coordinates. These are approximate, but they do give you a very good sense of where the property is if you wanted to go visit the lot and try to figure out the approximate location. But again, these are approximate boundary point coordinates, so they are not a replacement for a survey. If you did want to know the exact location of all the parcel boundary lines, you would want to have a survey done. And if you want to visit the property, we do give you a link to the approximate GPS center point coordinates in Google Maps, so you can pull this up to get directions to the property. But let's take a look in satellite images. Oh yeah, this is the building. So this is a county building over here. I thought it might be a school. There is a restaurant nearby and a lot of homes. Again, we are in sort of a suburban residential neighborhood. So, but you can see a lot of amenities nearby, all your major chains. There's a gymnasium up here, a lot of restaurants, Wendy's. So all the major options nearby. Oh, there's a botanical gardens nearby as well. Hi, Zaphael. Approximate only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Yes, I mean, it is always a good idea to get a survey to know the exact boundary lines. Now, as I mentioned, according to our research, public water and sewer should be available for connection on the property, but you would want to confirm that with the town. And there's no HOA. Oh, also, the annual taxes are pretty low on this property, so that does make it easy to buy this property and hold it. They're about $333 a year. So let's go to some of the zoning information. Oh, Zaphael, I forgot to give you the air horn. Huh. Let's go back to it. There we go. So if you did want to do your research on planning and zoning, you'd go to Wilson, the town of Wilson, because this is within the town, and you can go to their development services department. There are all these numbers here that you could call to do some more research on the property. But I did pull up the development ordinance for the city, so we can take a quick look at what uses are allowed. So this property is zoned urban residential. That's this column here. And it does allow for a single family home, of course, and then permitted with special standards. So there are a couple other uses that are permitted but have some special requirements. Those include two-family homes or duplexes, townhomes, multifamily homes, and accessory dwelling units. Oh, and live-work units as well. But I will note that manufactured homes are not allowed on this particular lot. So this would be more of a standard single-family home property if you were looking to build. And there are some other allowable uses here, but mainly this is a residential lot. You can look through all of them if you'd like as I scroll down. Now, the other thing that I would like to do is go through all the layers in Land ID, which is the software that we use to do our basic online due diligence on our property. And this would check for things like special hazard flood zone, wetlands, contour lines, soils, all of these basic due diligence items that you'd want to look into before purchasing a property, whether that's for building or for investment. Okay. So here's Land ID. I'll turn off these names so it's not distracting. And let's look through some of the overlays. So we do already know that the property is in the city limits of Wilson, but you can scroll out and see that here. So here's the city boundary lines. All right. And the property does not have a conservation easement on it. Not surprising, it is in a city. And as I said, this is a flat area. We are in North Carolina. The approximate elevation is about 120 feet. And there is no federal land, again, nearby. This is an infill lot. It is not in a special hazard flood zone, so that's a good sign. Of course, it is an infill lot. That's a little more rare with these infill lots. And there is fiber optic in the area. So it's good news for internet connection. And let's see, soil overlay. So we can see the soil. Now, as I said, public sewer should be available for connection, so the soil is a little bit less important, but would note that it's the same soil type as a number of other homes in the nearby vicinity. That's what we usually look for if it would be a property that's on a septic system. So there's no surface water on the property and no wetlands, which is good because wetlands make it very difficult, if not impossible, to build on. Let me show you that there. So no wetlands, transmission lines, or surface water here. Okay, I hope you had a good weekend, Zaphael. It's getting close to Thanksgiving. Okay, so again, we were looking at 0.26 acres in Wilson County. This is property number 721, and you can find all of our properties at land.gocap.com. But I do want to get into owner financing because I know that that is what many of you are looking for. So the current price for this property is $24,897 plus the document fee. And as I mentioned, we do have owner financing available. So we don't actually have set owner financing terms. We do like to tailor owner financing to meet the needs of each individual buyer. So if you are interested in owner financing, you can reach out to us and let us know what kind of down payment and monthly payment would work with your budget. And we'll come up with terms that make the property affordable for you. So if you did want to reach out to us to talk about this property, what you're looking for, and owner financing, you could book a call by going to the contact page and clicking book your free call, or just go to book.gocap.com. But I do want to be upfront about two terms with owner financing. So the first is that we can offer a lower interest rate for a higher down payment. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your owner financing budget. The other thing is that we do say there's no building on or living on the property, and that's living on for anyone due to liability reasons. But you can use the property for recreational purposes as long as you're in compliance with all local rules and regulations. And we do sometimes allow minor improvements. So things like clearing, fencing, maybe even putting a storage shed on, anything that doesn't require a permit. So if you're thinking of one of those uses, you can reach out to us and we'll work with you. Oh, does the city provide a price for how much extending the sewer would cost? Yeah, they do usually have set rates, either the city or if it's an independent utility provider. So you can call the city or town of Wilson to ask them about sewer hookup fees, because there are usually, that's a good point, there are usually some fees. It's typically maybe a couple $1,000s if there is already a sewer line in front of the property. But there are some fees to actually connect your new home to the sewer system. All right. Oh, yes. And I was talking about owner financing. So the other thing I would say is that we, in terms of building and living on the property, we actually don't have a prepayment penalty. So you can pay off the loan early at any time without any additional fees. And this would save you on interest. It would actually, if you pay off early enough, give you some cash back as well, because we do offer cash back. So if you pay off in the first 6 months, you'll get 5% cash back on the purchase price. And if you pay off in the first 12 months, you'll get 2.5% cash back on the purchase price. So what some people do is they might get a construction loan from a more conventional bank when they're ready to build and use that to pay off the owner financing loan. Or sometimes people use things like a tax refund or another big chunk of money that they might come into at some point during the year to pay off the owner financing loan, save on interest, and be able to get started building. And of course, again, if you pay off early enough, you could get some cash back as well. The other thing with owner financing is that we do offer a 365-day land exchange guarantee. So what this means is that you do have the ability to exchange this property for another one in our inventory anytime during the first year with owner financing. So if another property comes into our inventory that you think is really just perfect for you, you have the option to exchange for that one. You just have to pay a new dock fee. But this way, you know that you're going to get the property that really works for you. On the flip side, of course, if you do some more research or for whatever reason you find that this property doesn't work for you, you can exchange it for another property in our inventory anytime during that first year. And not only that, but every purchase comes with a Freedom Bundle of 9 bonuses. So this would be both cash purchases and owner financing purchases. And that bundle does include monthly landowner Q&A calls with me, a complimentary vacation voucher, a hotel savings card, and restaurant savings card to help offset the cost of visiting the property or a vacation to celebrate land ownership. You do also have the option to request a 30-minute architectural consult, free 30-minute architectural consultation with me because I do have a background in architecture. And every purchase comes with a homesteading guide, building and zoning guide, and post-closing checklist, along with our neighbor lookup tutorial. And that lookup tutorial allows you to look up the addresses of the neighboring properties if you're not able to connect with the owners, so you can send them a nice note and introduce yourself. So again, all 9 of these bonuses, they have a value of about $5,675. They come with every purchase once the deed is recorded. So with cash, that would be upfront. With owner financing, it would be at the end of the loan term. All right, so that does get us to how to buy. So we do have an automated checkout process if you would like to buy cash. As I mentioned earlier, if you're interested in owner financing, or if you just have questions about the property, want to discuss which of our properties might work best for you, go over owner financing and our process, you can always book a call. That's at book.gocap.com, or just click contact us on our website. So if you're interested in owner financing, you can schedule a call to go over owner financing terms. Otherwise, there is an automated checkout process for cash purchase. And if you do want some time to do your due diligence, because land is a big purchase and you probably want to do your own checks on the property, you can hold the lot for up to 8 days. And when you hold the property, that takes it off market, so no one else can take it from you while you're calling the county, going to visit the lot in person, calling us, even doing things like a survey, anything you need to do to feel comfortable with the purchase. So it's $50 for 2 days. And like I said, you can hold the property for up to 8 days. And there is an automated checkout process to hold the property. You just click buy or hold and then click hold. And below the hold button, if you did want to buy cash, there is an automated cash checkout process here. You would just click buy. Okay, so again, you can find all of our properties at Land, including this one, at land.gocap.com. This property was number 721 on our website. So you can find all the information on the property here. And if you're really looking for affordable land, we are running a free land giveaway promotion right now to get the word out about our company. So on January 1st, we will be giving away the lowest value property in our inventory live on YouTube at 2 p.m. Eastern. And you can find all the details on that by going to our YouTube homepage. So just search Gokce Capital in YouTube and go down to the free land giveaway promotion video. It's only about 2 minutes. You can watch it to go through all the terms and details and how to participate. So that's about it. You can find, again, all the properties at land.gocap.com. If you'd like to speak to the team with any questions about this property or any of our properties, go to book.gocap.com. And we are live daily at 5 p.m. Eastern. My partner and I both are live at 5 p.m. Eastern. So if you're in the market for land and you're looking, there are other listings you're looking at and you would like a free review of those listings, join us. We review listings every day. You can join at 5 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully it's not too early on January 1st. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully that's not too early for everyone. I know that is a major rest day. But we are live daily at 5 p.m. Eastern doing property reviews. So you can join us and leave your property in the chat to have us look at it for free. Otherwise, join us to take a look at interesting properties or chat with us while we're live. So, and for this property, go to land.gocap.com, number 721, or book a call at book.gocap.com. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you at 5 p.m. Eastern. And thank you, Zafael. It's good to talk to you as always. So hopefully I'll see you